Wind River is Tyler Sheridan's third outstanding film that he's written, and it's his directorial debut, and it is the most powerful film I've seen since Arrival, and that might be one of my favorite films of the year.
They have 6 officers to cover an area the size of Rhode Island. Maybe you can help.
I only know what the tracks say.
What is it that you do again?
I hunt predators.
So why don't you come hunt one for me then?
So right off the bat, I will say that Wind River is not an easy watch. You will very likely leave the theater more depressed than you entered. But the film is so well crafted and perfect that it's well worth, the emotional drain that it puts on you. Because it is an impactful movie. And, it's like at the beginning it says, it's inspired by true events. And at the end there's like a haunting little script that reads out after the movie ends. And, that is played between at the ends of an excellent movie about a horrific event. So it mainly stars Jeremy Renner as Hunter, Corey Lambert, and Elizabeth Olsen as Jane Banner, is kind of like a fish out of water FBI agent. And it really it examines a big problem that Native American reservations have, because the jurisdiction is very odd with on the res, because if it's FBI's jurisdiction really, but like they have reservation cops, but they can only deal with the Native American people. So a lot of times you'll have like non Native American people come in and deal drugs or do crimes, and they're technically not really allowed to arrest them. And it's horrible things happen because of things like that. And a lot of times the FBI can only investigate if there's a murder. And in this one, this movie starts out with Natalie, Kelsey Asbill. Like, she's running in her bare feet in the Wyoming winter. I guess it might be spring, but then in the snow, running for her life. And that's how the movie opens. And you see Jeremy Renner, he's hunting some mountain lions that killed some livestock, and he finds the girl dead. Her lungs exploded from the cold air, and that begins the investigation and begins the movie. And there's so many small moments in this. Like, it doesn't feel like a normal film a lot of time. It doesn't try to force anything or like drive things forward or try to be, oh, look at this, look at that. It's very interesting because, the scenery is absolutely beautiful in the Wyoming and all the white. The only thing is that if there's so much white that if your screen you're seeing it on is kind of crappy, you will see all the imperfections on it. But, it's a beautiful setting and the horrific events. And there are these moments with these characters because Jeremy Renner has a horrible past as well. And there are moments where that is just, you see like that sadness in the core of his character. And it's like he sometimes doesn't have to say anything about why or what happened. And then sometimes you will get the exposition. And the exposition is, it is straight exposition, but at the same time it's like the character like, do you want to know what happened? And it's like, yeah, I would like to know what happened, but I don't have to. And it's really interesting how they do that. The acting is just really perfect, especially from Jeremy Renner. Like, I think he deserves a nomination for Best Actor, for this movie. And it's really powerful, like understated performance, but also like it's almost like it's not over the top. But you see these things especially when he's meeting Gil Birmingham as Martin. He's the father of the young girl from the beginning of the movie. And he was also in Hell or High Water. He's really good in that, I believe, too. And I love this moment because Elizabeth Olsen is kind of interviewing him and kind of badgering him a little bit, but trying to think, why was your 18-year-old daughter like alone and able to whatever what happened to her, what how do you not know where she was and all this stuff. And he's being defensive, and then Jim Renner like walks in, and they both just kind of break down. And this, like, I think that Gil Birmingham may even deserve like a supporting role nomination for Best Actor as well, because I mean these moments, all the moments between the two of them, are really amazing, like really interesting and different. And sometimes they don't even say that much. And then when they do say something, it's like so important, and that it feels like the characters have a lot of a bond, almost like a brotherly bond that is really strong, and really, and then they talk to him, and they have like similar experiences, and they tell him how he felt, and that even the guy can't say that you don't know what I feel, so there's really these amazing moments that are really, they kind of, I had a couple moments where I had tears in my eyes, definitely. For a lot of the movie, it's a quiet drama, and a little bit of like an investigation of trying to figure out, what happened to this girl. Like, how was she raped? How did she run for 5 or 6 miles in her bare feet? And, what happened to her? And then you get these bursts of action in the movie, and they are filmed really differently from a normal action film, because when things start happening, there's so much tension built in, and you don't know when it's going to burst. And like, there are moments where you think that might, and then it's like, no, it's not. And then when the tension does burst, it almost feels like too real. Like, when things happen, I mean, it is an impressive scene. When there's a couple times where things go down, and like, I know the action is very satisfying, even as it's horrible. And it's a really interesting combination of film. Is so much of it is that slow drama, and you have to just stick with it, because some of the pacing can be a little slow, but then when you get to these moments, it just explodes. I also really like how it told the story, but I won't like spoil the end. But there's things that, like, you get a moment where like stuff's about to happen, then you get a flashback, and you see what really happened to the girl, and you see everything that happened, and it's really effective, because like, you get this, like, it really raises the tension even more, because you know what happened, and you know that more stuff is going to happen. And like, these scenes, I mean, they're tough to watch a bit, but they really are they're effective in the storytelling, and in the setting up the the pieces for the film to be to finish up. And it's really effective and really enthralling, and I really loved it. I really gotta say, I love this film so much. And the only thing you have to worry about with a film like this is that, will it hold up to multiple viewings? And I think that it'll still be amazing every time you watch it, but it's not a movie that you probably want to watch repeatedly, because of the heavy, dark tone of the film. But I think that it definitely will hold up to watching it again, and you'll see like all these little moments. And I love that that Jeremy Renner, he's a hunter, and he's tracking everything that happened there a couple nights ago, and these moments are really excellent. And I loved his character so much. And Elizabeth Olsen was also really good, as the FBI agent, the fish out of water, where she would, if he didn't have the help from the other people, she would have frozen to death, like, with a little bit of time out there. She's not prepared. She came from like Los Angeles, the FBI department, and she was the closest to Wyoming for this. And there's so many moments, and it has a great message too. Like, but it's tough. I don't know how it can be fixed, but it really discusses an important thing. And I love the movie. I mean, I really think that it pops right in close to the top of my favorite movies of the year so far. And I think I give it a 10 out of 10. You know, I really wouldn't change anything. I thought it was pretty much a perfect film, and I absolutely loved it. There's so many little moments in it, so many little things that build to an excellent movie. And I would highly recommend it. Like, I'm so glad I'm waiting for this movie, and my one at the one local theater finally got it, and it was so worth seeing. So if you check out your theaters around you, and it probably might come into more theaters again as the weeks go by, but I think this week was the big expansion for it. And if you have the movie near you, you should really check it out. But it's a really good film, and I highly recommend it. So if you want to look at my other reviews, I have a video playlist around my head, and you can subscribe to me over here. And thanks for watching.